Good morning, actors. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. Let's get Instagram. Let's get Instagram up and running. Excuse me. Here she comes. And go live there. And let's get TikTok over in the house. Can I tell you about one of the most exciting moments I had in a coaching session yesterday? And it wasn't the moment when we fixed something. It was when we created enough safety in the space for my client to start talking out loud about the career that they really wanted. Good morning. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Today is Friday, July 10th. The weekend is here tomorrow. July is marching on. And this is your safe space to talk about your acting career. This is your place to talk about real life stories, strategies, insights from a working actor to other working actors. Let me know what you've got going on in your acting career and let's talk about it. Jen Liebe is here. Let's see. YouTube, we got up and running. So yeah, I think there are a lot of actors walking around with careers that they secretly want, but they're just afraid to say it out loud. And I saw that happen yesterday. I had my first coaching session with an actor that I have worked with, that we've done several shows together. So I've known them for years. And one of the things that I get my coaching clients to do before our first session is to download, we share their materials, headshot, resume, website, and to show me some recent self-tapes so that I can get a sense of where they are in their workflow with their self-tapes. It's not for me to judge their acting, right? But because what we're working on is career stuff as opposed to technical acting technique and craft. I'm there to help actors find their next step in their acting career. But in looking at all of those materials, and I watched over a dozen tapes that my client had shared with me, and I just got so excited because I was so struck so immediately by all of the things that they were doing right. It wasn't like I was looking for anything I needed to fix. I was just so inspired to see that the work they were doing was grounded. It was confident. There were great instincts. There was lots already working. They had already mastered something that a lot of actors struggle with, which is being in motion at the beginning of, let's say, before they say a word, the body is already connected to the material. It is super obvious once you see it in tapes, and I couldn't take my eyes off of this material that she had shared with me because they really had mastered this idea of the body being in motion. Uta Hagen talked about that in theater stuff as well. She's like, if you want to get connected before you even walk into the scene, for God's sake, give yourself a physical action to do so that your body is connected, so that you're not walking in. Hi, Lifey. Welcome. Thanks for being here. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. And I'm talking about a coaching client that I had, that I worked with yesterday. And so it wasn't that, you know, this is an actor who is, what is it like being an actor? It is full of surprises. It is full of curiosity, full of adventure. I'm very grateful that I have a lot in my life to be grateful for, so I don't spend a lot of time sweating the challenges of it. But, you know, the challenges are what I'm here for. So please share with me what the struggles are that you're facing within your acting career. I would love to talk about it. Ash is back again. Thanks for being here, Ash. Ash sent me the cutest butt shaking corgi the other day. Corgi butt. I got a corgi butt the other day from Ash. I really loved that. That was super cool. Andrew Hobbs is here. Itzlael is here. Soulkeep is here. Honestly, Lifey, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you being here. But yeah, I was talking with my coaching client. We had our first session yesterday, and they really inspired me with the work that they had shared with me. Their self-tapes are looking so good. And oh, a cute little raccoon in a bucket hat. Ranger Rascal. Thanks, Ash. Look at a Ranger Rascal. That's really cool. But we were talking about so my client has a career in theater, particularly musical theater, and it's so obvious to me that they have a future in TV and film. And it's like she hadn't given herself permission to say that out loud. Oh, and a heart me. Oh, that's really cute. Thanks, Asha. Chosen One is here. You're on the daily, the morning report for the Working Actor NYC. And I'm telling you all about this amazing coaching client that I started working with yesterday, who hasn't given herself permission to say out loud what it is that she really wants from her career. And it's not from a lack of self-esteem or a lack of self-worth. It's because this client is an A student, and she understands how competitive it is. She understands how uncommon it is. So instead of saying I want a TV career feels like making this huge declaration about themselves, knowing that there's a failure possibility there, right? And I think that's incredibly brave and empowering. So what I wanted to do was create a space where she was safe enough to be able to talk through what a TV and film acting career can look like, allowing someone the space and the safety to really delve into something that feels dangerous and uncommon is what I'm here for. And it felt incredibly important to my client to be able to really sit in it, talk it through, find the next steps about moving their career. They don't want to give up a theater career, but they want to move into a TV and film career as well. And just giving my client the space to discuss that safely without being made to feel like, oh, well, that's really uncommon or whatever. It's competitive. It's not my job to convince her that she can do it. It's my job to create enough safety that she can finally say it out loud. And that felt really important, because then you're moving into the realm of possibility rather than feeling shy about saying it out loud. And the other sort of really important discussion that we got into was talking about her wheelhouse, not to put her into a box, but to see where clarity about who she is to the industry and where she loves to work, where those two things intersect, that's where real momentum can be created. Oh, Ash is sending me all the things. I got Go Popular times 20. Thank you, Ash. Wow, this is awesome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your help and support. Martha Mendoza 85 is here. WMR Ross is here. Damn joined. Honestly, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate your support. Let me know what you're working on in your acting career right now, and let's talk it through, because like I say, this coaching client that I had, what she needed wasn't me to convince that a TV and film career was possible. Thanks for being here, Ash. I really appreciate your support. My job is not to convince her that she can have a film and TV acting career, but to give her a safe space to explore what that looks like, so that we can start building what the next steps towards that look like. And it was just so exciting to me. Like, it was very inspiring and empowering, but it also makes me wonder how many actors are walk quietly carrying around the career that they actually want, and they're afraid to say it out loud. Let me know if that resonates with you. I would love to know if that's something that you've had to deal with, that you're struggling with in your career. Mike Torreno asks, when you're young, have it crossed your mind about what kind of career you have right now? Well, I'll tell you, when I was young, the career I thought I'd had right now, I was convinced I was going to be, cruising around in a purple Rolls Royce, attending movie premieres with paparazzi and fans asking me for my autograph. That was when I was young. That was the fantasy life that I wanted. And honestly, yeah, I guess there's a part of me that still wants that, right? I'm definitely one of my creative. There's a great author called Meta Wagner, and she created a chart of artistic types. One of the artistic types is the A-lister, and I definitely identify with being an A-lister, but I also identify with being an artisan. And the artisan cares about the craft of something, cares about the technicalities, the steps. I enjoy the process of creating. And so what I have right now is probably way more interesting. Uh, I clearly I live a comfortable life. I'm very proud that I've been able to create an acting career that it creates a comfortable life for me to live. And I still get to go to red carpets, and I still get my photo taken. You can definitely find me on the photography, the commercial photography websites. If you Google Benjamin Howes, you'll find me there. So, so I get to live some of that life, but I also am still very much involved in the work, in the process, and I enjoy that. But it's interesting because, as I work with actors at the start of their career, I certainly feel as though I relate to my coaching client that I'm talking about, because I was afraid to admit out loud that that sort of A-lister life was what I wanted. I thought it was safer to go for something more achievable, which I could see happening around me, particularly when I moved to New York. But as I moved into the industry, there were parts of it that felt more accessible to me, and I knew how to work towards them, and so I did, and the career that I've that's a lot of the career that I have built over the last 25 years here in New York, because I could see how accessible it was, and that's what I've been able to achieve. But I do also appear on television. I have appeared on film. It's like I want to explore those deeper and say that that's what I want. But the interesting question is, and I want you to ask yourselves this question: if you took fear of failure out of the equation, what would you admit that you actually want? What would you admit that you actually want from your career if you took fear of failure out of the equation? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you. Hey, Miguel TV, Cecilia Wall is here. Thanks for being here. Oh, Trinity Knight, Jalen Noel. Oh, awesome. Thanks for being here. I appreciate your support. JMML, I am from Australia, originally from Australia, but I live in New York now. I live in Brooklyn. I'm a Bushwick boy. But yeah, I would love to know what you're working on in your acting career, and if it's another way of saying it, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you create? Go on, Mike Torino. I want to know how you would answer that. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you create? It's cool, right? And I am a journaler. I always have a notebook with me that I write in. I That's how I love to work. But whatever your JMML, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you create? Dream about what it is that you really want to build in your life, what your career, what your relationship, what your living environment would be if you knew that you couldn't fail. It would absolutely succeed. What would you create? So that one always inspires me and always helps me find my North Star, helps me find the thing that I really want. It's a great journal prompt, and I strongly encourage and recommend that you get into it. Jugo is here. Thanks for being here. I appreciate your support. You're on the daily, the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. JMML, you're welcome. Go right about that. I would love to hear what it is that you get inspired and worked into and tapped into. All right, I have some phone calls to make today to former clients who I'm just doing my I do a check-in with my clients if they would like that. Today I have a 6-month check-in with one of my coaching clients who I think we're going to I do a these are just 15-minute phone calls that I just like to check in to give them some accountability to see where things have progressed along their roadmap, because we always finish our sessions with a roadmap so that they can keep moving forward, even though we've stopped working together. But I have just introduced a new formal 1-hour check-in. Hey, Mike Torino, anytime, my friend, come on back and let me know what you come up with. I would love to hear what you're building, what you're working towards. Yeah, and speaking of working towards things, I have just created a new sort of way to stay in touch with my clients. Is that we can do a 1-hour accountability session to make sure that they're on track with their roadmap, or we can realign their roadmap if it includes new goals and aspirations. So that's a new session that I have introduced with my coaching clients. The Working Actor NYC is growing and building. If you want more information, check out the workingactornyc.com or hit the link in my link tree. You'll see all of the different avenues. You can check out my YouTube channel, which is where all of my videos live. I would love to find out what you're working on in your acting career. All right, my friends. Thanks for being here. I appreciate your support. Thanks to everybody who showed up today and joined us in the chat. I will be right back here on Monday at 8 a.m. The morning report from the Working Actor NYC is a weekdays at 8 a.m. right here, whichever channel you're watching on. Remember, wherever you are in your acting career, you got this. Keep going. I'll see you on Monday at 8 a.m.